This podcast is brought to you by listeners like you through Patreon and Coffee.com. Thank you. We're also brought to you by Libris Arcana. Stay tuned during this podcast for more information and promo codes. Hello, listeners. Unfortunately, during the recording of this session of Tales of Swordfall, we ran into a lot of technical difficulties. The sound quality is rough in a lot of places, but sometimes the show must go on. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Please try to enjoy the Blue Group, Episode 16, Secrets of a Blacksmith. Hello, this is Paul. I am the GM of Tales of Swordfall, and I'd like to personally apologize beforehand about some of the sound quality issues. We were experiencing some technical difficulties while we were recording, and we decided that the show just must go on, and we decided to play and have fun. Sorry about the issues, and thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. And now, let's get on with the podcast. Who am I with tonight?
I'm Bon. What's up? I'm playing a pirate or a swashbuckler rogue named Dodge.
I'm Lucy. I'm playing MacLeod, the Tiefling Bard.
You're so quiet.
I'm quiet.
It sounds muffled.
Yeah, you sound a little muffled.
Why is it muffled?
I'm not sure.
Is it any better?
A little
bit.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Riprex, and I'm playing Leo Stout, who is a half-elf fighter.
It is morning in the city of Zafros, a port town in the kingdom of Orzag. We race through the streets and alleyways in the run-down part of town, closer to the docks and closer to the abandoned wizard tower. In a courtyard, there are many small workshops and glassblowers, woodcarvers, and other artisans, though we focus on a pair who stand by a forge, anvil, and a workbench. One is Leo Stout, a half-elf, and the other is Josiah. He is a short, old man who's wrinkled due to time and age, and has a long beard and very thick, bushy eyebrows. Some would mistake him for a dwarf.
Well, tell you what, I'll pass some knowledge around. I don't have any kids. Elaine's just here to help me with chores, and she kind of has a knack, but she's better off running around and making sure I pay my rent and stuff like that. And I wouldn't mind passing some knowledge around. I mean, never got around to writing a manual or anything, so
I'd be pleased to bring your technique to forward in time.
He looks pleased. We'll have to do something about your ears, though. I mean, how you listen, not how they look.
No, I get it. Don't worry.
I didn't want to seem like one of those, only human type people.
Don't worry, I've heard it all with my travels, so... And you don't seem to be, well, the kind to actually say those things, so If you say something like that, I'm gonna presume at first that it's involuntary.
Oh, well, thank you for keeping a clear mind there. Some people see my age and they just automatically assume that some raven racist man who, can't tell a tiefling from a half-orc from a halfling. So, yeah.
No, my father was human, so
Huh.
I get it.
Is he still around?
No, he passed away 5 years ago.
Uh,
His art, well, didn't last as long as my mother's.
yeah, well, I've been married twice. Have some kids, but they're more interested in finding out magic, and they went to the magic school abroad, and they weren't too interested about smithing. But maybe sometime when they come back, I won't be dead. They're actually half elves too.
Oh, yeah, my story is similar, but I actually stayed with my father to learn smithing.
Ah, that's good. Uh, handing down your craft to your child. It's a big thing for the short-lived folks. I mean, I know some halflings. They have whole parties about children joining guilds, and you know uh, it's a big thing. I mean, I do appreciate that you sought me out before it was faded away.
Yeah, that's but usually that also increase your drive since you have less time to do the same kind of thing that longer lived species do.
Never thought about it that way. I've just kind of followed the path that well, I guess it wasn't the most obvious path now that I think of it, and more like chasing rabbit trails. But you find out a few things and you get passed down some knowledge from your father and fathers, and you know some of the things they've been involved in, and you need to pass that knowledge around somehow. So yeah, as I said, I can't thank you enough. I'm just amazed that you would come to this crappy little part of the world and just so you can learn from me.
Well, I had heard rumor about the smith in this town that had particular way of smithing. So, yes.
What particular way? He's looking a little suspicious.
Well, I heard that the smith in this town was working with the Warforged and Construct. That piqued my curiosity, but right now, what you're doing is way more interesting.
Yeah, well, I've made my share, and he kind of says it like it's nothing. Yeah, I've made my share of constructs, whatever. And he ends up like putting the hammer down in a certain spot of your chest plate of the armor, and it makes kind of a thunk. He gives it a sour look. So, what thing attacked you? There's no magic right here.
I'm not quite sure. Pretty sure it was one of your Lord's experiment that fled the coop. So I couldn't rightfully tell you exactly what it was.
Well, hopefully you killed it.
Yes, and it dissolved into acid when we did. That wasn't fun.
I'm surprised your armor isn't a little bit more messed up. Well, we'll have to fix this. Is this elven made or what? Who made this armor?
It's a combination of my father's work and my mother's. The magic is from my mother's, and steel work is from my father.
That seems pretty special, actually. We'll have to take good care of this, but you don't want this spot to just kind of permeate, or then you just have armor. It's still special armor, but won't do its function. Yeah, we'll have to go to the market and see if we can't pick up some items. I mean, at least we're not in the middle of like the Swordfall woods or anything where stuff is a little bit rare. I mean, Urzag, this place is pretty good if you want to be able to make magic things with all the wizards and stuff around.
Yes, that's one of the few thing Orzag is advantageous for.
Yeah, that and the slave market. He kind of looks over at one of the other stands for a moment. He kind of throws shade, and if you look the same way, you notice the glassblower has at least one guy with the weird anklets and even a tight neck collar on, and Ozai just shakes his head. He's kind of disgusted by it.
I look over and let out a sigh, shaking my head a bit, looking at it. The slave.
Yeah.
Just to
show your disgust? Yeah.
Yeah, to show I share his sentiment.
Yeah.
We're going to pause things for a moment and have a word from our sponsors. Libris Arcana. Do you like role-playing games but you have no dice? Are you a dice dragon and just need a hoard dice? Libris Arcana has you covered. Libris Arcana offers both a monthly and quarterly subscription to get dice. Yeah, that's right. They send you dice monthly or every 3 months. They also sell individual dice sets and great leather protective book covers for your gaming manuals. Go to www.librisarcana.com. That's LIBRISARCANA.com to find out more. And if you use the promo code SwordfallFan, you get a discount. Look in the description below for more details. And now back to the story.
We're gonna focus on Dodge, right?
Yeah.
Or Mr. Kelsley.
Kelsey. It's Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
I don't know why I added extra letters to it. Yeah, we're gonna start off like we kind of discussed. Dodge, you're coming back from a long vacation.
Yeah.
How long of a vacation have you been on?
About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
And we see you floating in the ocean. There's a bunch of islands and archipelagos and other things like that, because archipelagos, that's really fun to say. And what are you on? Why are you floating in the water?
I basically have been stranded on an island.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like just kind of trying to find my way back to land away from this island so I can go and explore because I don't remember much.
And what are you on getting away from this island? Is it a boat?
I'm on a small boat. A little bit of like a little ship, a tiny ship.
What does it look like? Like, is it really homemade looking? Is it like professional looking?
It's like a pirate ship that's been through a little bit. It's like it looks like it used to be a professional boat, but now it's gone through some,
Some repairs.
Yeah.
Like something you probably salvaged and
Yeah.
built on a desert island.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, let me get the overhead view of your ship. It's
Yeah, go ahead.
It's rickety. The sails might be a little frayed. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you fly a flag?
No.
No flag.
Not really. No flag. I feel like there would definitely be used to have been a flag, but there's like it's been ripped off.
And the camera does this thing where we pan down, we go across the edge of the ship, and what's the name on the ship?
The name is the Dirty Dick.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you are on the Dirty Dick in the middle of this sea, floating, only guided by the wind, and you do eventually. Actually, roll me a 1d4. Let's do the first roll of the night. 3. Awesome. You spend 3 days traveling to civilization.
Fun.
So, and you finally see it. You see a city that's in a little bay. It has towers in it. One tower looks very glorious. The other tower looks abandoned. Actually, there's probably several towers in this town, but the two prominent one's just like this glorious gem rising above the rest, and the other looked like it was in competition for a while, but they just kind of gave up, and just the tower and the town around it had been abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the small seaside town of Zephyros.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to have you roll a history check with disadvantage to see if you can remember being here or what country it's from, or... 9.
Yeah, 9.
9's not bad.
9's not bad.
No. So you know it's somewhere in Orzag. You could probably tell by like the navigational instruments that you do have that it's on the southern side, southern west, and you don't really remember too much other than the name and the country. Like, you don't really remember like the population or if it's like a tough neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
But you come into the port. There's many different docks to go on. So you're coming in, and you see a bunch of ducks, and probably ducks too, but mostly docks. And you can tell they are manned. They have troubadours. Wait, no, that's not the right word. Not troubadours. Those are musicians. Baggage help guys. I'll probably look up that word later. Damn. But you see a bunch of people. They're kind of wandering the docks. They look like they're waiting for people. If we had an equivalent to modern day society, they look like a bunch of guys at a Jiffy Lube waiting for a car.
Cool.
And they see you in sight, and a lot of them, they all just start like shouting your way. Like, all of them. Some of them are holding signs. Some of them are like flying banners. They all want your attention. So, who gets your attention the most?
Do you have any people that I can choose from, or?
I'm gonna let you make it up.
Okay, so you said there were some guys holding signs, right?
Yeah.
Do the signs say anything in particular?
They probably say something like, Dorig's Dock, come here for good service. And, they're doing the whole, like, sign waving and juggling and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're really trying to capture attention of ships.
Is there anywhere on the dock that doesn't have these guys?
Yeah, there's one that looks like the guy's not trying at all.
Okay, then I'll just go there.
So you dock, you tie up, and you hear heavy footsteps. Heavy, slow footsteps coming toward you.
Okay.
And a shadow of a large man just casts over you. Because I'm assuming your ship's probably lower than the dock, since these are docks for bigger ships.
Yeah.
And he holds out a hand. How you doing?
I immediately grab it and I shake it and I'm going, I'm doing just fine. How about you?
And he shakes it. He seems a little slow. Maybe a bit too calm. But he's a pretty powerful guy. He just kind of yanked you up. And he looks, I'm doing fine. You got any baggage?
Nope, just me.
I like you. You're simple. This podcast is powered by listeners like you. Thanks. Please like, comment, rate, share, and subscribe wherever you can. Consider supporting us through Patreon, Ko-fi.com, or by hitting the listener support button on our Anchor.fm page. Follow and interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. For all these links, look in the description below. If you liked our podcast, consider listening to these other great podcasts.
Hello, folks. JP Winterbottom here to tell you about The Beholder's Eye, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons narrative-focused actual play podcast. about a group of private investigators in a fantasy noir setting with eldritch horror undertones. You can find The Beholder's Eye every other Friday on iTunes, SoundCloud, or anywhere podcasts are found.